We're getting interference from somebody. You probably want, if you have two devices, you want to mute one. Is that from me? I don't think it's from me. Okay, so let's see. I think we have like one or two people on here. Dr. Chikwem is unable to join. Dr. Chikwem, if you're watching us, you want to click the link and come on. Amazing day it is today. Beautiful day. We have interference. Where are we getting that from? If you have multiple things going on, it's gone down. Okay, yes, better. Hello, for those of us that are watching live from Instagram, you're welcome. You're welcome. We have an amazing topic that we want to discuss today. Remember, this is Shining Light Conversations, and I have a lineup of amazing leaders again today. I'm super excited to be on here with them. They are amazing. I'm going to introduce speakers that are joining us today. So we have the person of Mr. Jude Onwuka. Right, you can see him looking all fly. Yesterday, he blew us up with the lovely conversations we had yesterday. You're welcome here, sir. We're really excited to have you here on today. And we welcome the person of Madam Caroline Ibahe. You're welcome, ma'am. She's pretty amazing champion. The discussion of today is going to be amazing. So if you know anybody that should be on this call, get them in. We're talking about what life looks like for people in the abroad, right? For immigrants community, work-life balance, what we're talking about today. We want you to join in. So for those of us that are on YouTube and if you're streaming from Facebook Live, you're welcome. Hey, guess what? Welcome to Shining Light Conversations. I'm your host, Helen Orejobi, and I have these amazing champions with us today, and we're diving into this topic. Guess what? We're trying to hit home to the things that people don't like to talk about, right? So we want you to stay tuned. The chats are not for fancy. Ask questions. They're here to answer you all the questions, right? And then guess what? Life balance as an immigrant in our community. If you're streaming live from Germany, Instagram, from UK, from any country, let's know where you're tuning in from. I'm in Houston, Texas. I take that back. I'm in Richmond, Texas. Anyway, we call it Houston. And we're here to talk to you. We're connecting. If you have stepped out of your country to another country, this topic is for you. So we're trying to see how we can help people understand how to balance out what they're doing, right? What does this even mean? What does it mean? Work-life balance. What does it mean at all? And when you are in a survival mode, are you aware that there's such a thing called survival mode and there's such a thing called striving, right? So drop where you're watching us from in the chat and let's get this started, right? So I'm going to start right away, right, to share a story. I'm going to quickly say mine before I pass the mic on to the amazing champions here, right? I've been here before now. I've come in here twice, right? Every time I come in, right, with my baby, my beautiful daughter Fiona, right? She was a baby. The first time I came in here, I went to Disney World. I was blown away. As an adult, in my adult age, I came into Disney World for the first time with a toddler of 8 months old. I was blown away. I'm like, oh, you need to see me looking all fly and all that. And then I went back and I came back again, and I went back and then I came back and I said, you know what? I think it's time to pitch my tent, right? So work-life balance, raising 3 children, especially having them in multiple cities, right? Connecting from the abroad, right? You're home base, you're in Africa. I'm African. I'm originally from Nigeria. And then I'm also here and I have another, strong, mighty champion baby here that I have to coordinate. So it's not been that easy. Most people see you come on live, they see you on YouTube, they see you on Instagram. It's all, packaging. You understand? We package, use pancake, everything. We come out, everybody looking all nice. But deep down. A lot of people are in survival mode. They are waiting to get to that destination, right? Somebody told me something. He said, now the journey for some people will take 20 years, 10 years. In my situation, I don't know. It's by the grace of God I'm here. And I know that along the line, some people that I've encountered, because when you meet people for a season, for a reason. And guess what? Most people would go all through your season. Some of them, they'll get to a bus stop and they pause and they stop. But you understand that every point in time, you always have to look up to God, and you realize that God has made a way, right? Right now, we're here to talk to people because there's certain things we're still doing that is not taking us to that place we want to go. Some people will never get there because they're never changing what they're doing. Some people are in denial. They can't go back home and they cannot survive here. So if you are in the position, you are in the diaspora and you cannot turn on your lights, if somebody comes to your house, you are telling them about off lights or off lights, you are still in survival mode, right? So these amazing champions, they're going to have to help us, demystify this thing, right? And then get us to where we're going, right? We're going to anchor the scripture, Matthew 11:28. It says, are you tired? Are you tired? Right? If you listen to me on YouTube and on Facebook, are you tired? Are you worn out? Are you burnt out? Right? Are you burnt out from religious people telling you it will be better, but you are still doing 360 on the spot? You're not moving. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're coming. Yesterday, when we were here yesterday, Coach Jude, we're talking with an amazing champion, Juliana. And then guess what? I said something that somebody told me back in the days, that sometimes people leave their place of blessing to go abroad. And then when you leave where you were supposed to be, you go abroad and you see that your life is not moving, maybe you need to calm down and ask God, am I where you want me to be? Right? That is a very deep question. And I know my leaders and my amazing friends here, they're going to be able to anchor on that. Right? So come with me. Let's, get carried away with this. Let's enjoy the moment. Remember, it's not that serious. So I'm going to pass the mic on to this amazing champion. I just gave you a brief introduction to myself, right? I'm going to pass the mic to them in very quick way. Describe how the pressure to succeed quickly affects most people, right? I think we're getting an interference, but bear with us. Maybe it's a network or something, right? Can we hear me though? Yes. Yeah. So the question is, how has the pressure from personal experience, from interacting with other people and seeing people go through their moments, right? Most people come in here with false hope, thinking once you arrive, right, they'll give you a paycheck, you start plucking money, like Juliana said, that somebody told her there's going to be a tree of money back at her backyard, right? Right? What is that pressure with supporting family back home and doing it all, in perfectly time without burning out? Some people just have a good way of smiling even when they are dying, right? They're dying in depression, they're dying from burnout, from working multiple, triple other shifts, right? And then they still manage to keep their heads above water. So what is that situation like? So somebody can help us go in first.
All right. Good evening. Thank you very much for putting into today. We're keeping it, whatever we are saying.
We can't hear you, Coach.
You can't hear me?
The interference. Okay, I think it's getting better. I don't know what's causing the interference.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I guess maybe the guests cannot hear. Maybe we can change position or something.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, Madam Caroline, is it coming from your end?
I don't know. I'm trying to see. Is it any better?
Yes, it's better now.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's better now.
Much better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, like what I'm saying, thank you very much for this wonderful night. Was it's really amazing. We're here to talk about things that we witness every day, every day of our life, which is fact and reality. Okay? Before I go into your question, there is this out that said when you go to Rome, you behave like Romans, right? A lot of us, we the immigrants, when we travel out of our country, migrated another country, we still live. So this is number one big stage towards most of the immigrants. Because if you cannot adapt with the system you are into, leaving the system from your government is not going to work, because this is a total different system. You understand? So most of us, they refuse to integrate into the system they are into. For example, they have a long way of working, 12 hours. But back in my country, Nigeria, as a case study, I've never seen somebody that worked 12 hours in a government, parastatus, unless you own your own business. Even when you own your own business, you don't work long hours like that. But over here, you will see a lot of people working 16 hours back to back. And that's really affect their work balance, because they cannot lose it, because of the long hour of work. And another thing is language. Language barriers is very, very, very essential. I'm going to tell you this thing. When I was in Germany, I went to the office, and I was like 2 months old in Germany. I went into one office. I want to study computer science. I went in there. The lady I met at the office, I said, "Good morning," which means good morning. And she said to me, "Good morning, was ist kann ich tun? What can I do for you?" I said, "Please, do you speak English?" Do you know what she said to me? She said, "Nein, ich spreche kein Englisch. Wenn du musst Englisch sprechen, geh nach Großbritannien. Wenn du musst hier bleiben, du musst Deutsch sprechen." So, what means that if I want to live in Deutschland, I have to speak Dutch, because they are speaking Dutch. If I want to speak English, I have to go to Great Britain. They are the people that are speaking English. What does that signify? It shows that I don't have any chance to live in this country unless I learn the language. And it's only that language is a means of communication. It's only the language is a means of survival, because you need to communicate with people for you to survive. In your job ethics, you need to communicate in the language that everybody will understand you. Other than that, you're not going to survive. So when you have that kind of mentality that, what I know all through my life in English, so everywhere I go, if you don't speak English, you are an idiot. But that is not true. It depends on the culture. They call it cultural differences. So what I'm saying in essence, as we immigrants, any country you find yourself into, try to learn the ethics and culture of that country. That is going to help you to integrate fully well on that country, and that will put you through, because the moment you stay dwelling on your own country ethics and norms, you are not going to move forward. And what will always come to your mind is, I hate this country, I don't like this country, I wish in my own country this will happen, that will happen. Then go back to your own country. You will not go back. Negative is because you refuse to integrate into their cultural differences, into their language barriers, into the job ethic that will make you to preach that, work balance ethics towards your goals. I'm going to leave Coach Caroline to take from where I start.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Oh, wow. Yeah, Mother Caroline, over to you. That was powerful because I took notes, right? You know what? Let me even say something before he goes there because I know your own input is going to be different, right? Or maybe you want to chip in. This thing you just said about the language or this language barrier is a reason why most people don't get a job. Because I remember going on several interviews. I'm wondering, like, I'm speaking English now, but they're not hearing me. They'll tell you stuff, they'll be telling you because I'm not speaking what they want to hear. I'm speaking English, but I'm not working based on what they were saying, like the language they want to hear in the work environment. Right? I wasn't giving them what they wanted to hear. So the day one coach said, you know what, record your conversation. Let's hear what you're saying so that we'll know why you're not getting it. And trust me, when I recorded and I let the coach hear, the guy said, let me tell you all this. Like almost everything you've been answering, you're answering with your Nigerian mentality. You see what I mean? This is not Nigeria. This is America. You need to say certain stuff because the employer wants to know that you're a good fit. Likewise, the others, you understand, it's vice versa. So thanks for that, because now I now see that it makes sense. If other people are seeing it, it makes sense. So if you're listening to us right now, you're watching later, and you realize that you're not hitting your target, maybe you need to kill that Nigerianness in you and begin to understand the culture and language that you know of the city or the country that you're in. Over to you, Madam Caroline.
Thank you so much, Coach Helen, and amazing stuff, amazing nuggets, and I am buying into that. That's too much knowledge, and that's so important. So I want to say hey to everyone out there. Thank you for joining today. And I just want to speak directly to my fellow immigrants about some things many of us silently struggle with, the work-life balance, So here's the thing. When we left, you left home, your country to chase opportunity in whatever country you left your base for, there's this deep pressure, like to prove yourself, to succeed, like to provide. And sometimes at the end, it's at the cost of your health, your time, and your peace. We tend to work double shifts. We say yes to everything, and we feel guilty for resting even. Like I say that to myself sometimes when I'm just taking time out to do anything. I can't remember the last time I watched a movie. I was just chatting with my daughter this evening. I told my daughter, oh my God, I have not done anything today. I've not done, and I was already feeling guilty, and I was like, you know what? And she was like, I think I was talking about her brother, and I was like, oh, he's trying to get himself some relaxation to get off all the stress he's going through. I said, you guys know how to do that. You can watch TV. I can't go watch TV because I don't have I feel guilty when I'm doing that. Like, you're supposed to be investing yourself, you're supposed to be doing that. And she was like, Mom, I think you've had too much of this stress going on. You need to calm down sometimes. And I said to her, okay, I'm going to watch movie with you today. We're going to have a daughter-mom time. And she was so excited. And deep in my mind, I'm still questioning myself. So I said that to say, sometimes we do this at the cost of our health, time, and peace. We just can't rest. Like, here's the truth. We weren't meant to survive abroad. Get that right. We weren't meant to survive abroad. We were meant to thrive. Thrive. So how do you do that? How do you have a work-life balance that is not selfish? It is self-respect. You don't have to burn out to prove your worth. Schedule time for your mental health, like for your family, for joy, because you deserve peace just as much as you deserve progress. So, and remember, we didn't come this far to forget how to live, because balance is a bridge between survival and fulfillment. So let's choose both. Let's choose both. So for me, I'm going to just give like 5 nuggets or 6 to kind of help you succeed in this fast-paced, high-pressured life that we are running in, like the rat race, kind of. So I want to say, 1, stay clear Stay clear on your why. Like, know your purpose. It keeps you grounded when life speeds up, you know. And secondly, try to prioritize ruthlessness. Focus on what truly moves you forward, not everything. Everything that is urgent is important. Not everything that is urgent that is important. Focus on those main ones. There are things prioritized. There are things you must pay attention to first, even though they are all important. Try to prioritize. Then protect your energy, like rest, eat well, and say no when it's needed. Burnout can kill. It kills progress. Then keep learning. In this fast world, those who adapt, they win. So stay curious and upgrade your skills. Then build real relationships. You know, success isn't solo. Surround yourself with people who challenge and support you. And then lastly, I would say take action daily. You know, small, consistent steps, they help to beat random big moves. So momentum is everything. So that's all I have to share. I hope this resonates or makes some sense to anybody that is watching or listening or will watch later. Thank you, guys.
Wow, that's a lot packed in just a few minutes. I hope we're listening. I hope we're taking attention. Okay, so Dr. Chikem just joined. That's amazing. Dr. Chikem, I'm going to bring him up as well. Let me tell you something that you don't understand, right? Right, this thing that we're talking about, work-life balance and everything, is amazing. She just gave us a full load. Like, you see those three bullets? She said, at the cost of your health, your time, and your peace. Time is money. Time is a resource. Time spent on things that are not productive, you can't get it back, right? And she said, right now, prioritize. Am I going to let this thing, get in my space? Am I going to give in? Am I going to, you see, there are certain times you just want to do something, you can just chill where you are, right? And just do whatever you're doing. Dr. Chicken, I'm trying to bring you up. I don't know why you can't come up. Let me see. Right? I don't see. The thing is, you need to understand that at every point in time, right, you need to understand where you are, right? She just gave us a full blueprint. And this is why a lot of us get burnt out, because most of us, and then she said something very key. I know I used to be in that position. Sometimes if I'm not on my computer, if I'm not on a coaching call, if I'm not talking to somebody, I feel like I'm useless at that point. I just feel like, I need to keep going and going and going. Somebody called me and said, man, I know they rest. Right? But one good thing about me, when I'm stressed, I watch a movie. When I stress, I like to do something for fun, to just take my mind off, work mode for a while. And then once I get back, it's game over. You can't stop me, right? Once I get back, it's game over. So I think Dr. Chukwem, you're here. I don't know why I'm not seeing you up, right? You can choose to come up. Dr. Chukwem, I've already added you, right? So what you need to understand is what she said right now. If you're watching us on another day, you want to write those points down. You want to prioritize. She said self-love, right? So right now we've said all this. Now we want to see how ways in which people sacrifice, for this our abroad thing. Because Coach Jude said something yesterday. He said a lot of people have wasted time, and then most people are on that. There's this new thing. There's a trend, two trends. There's a trend of jackpot, and there's a jackpot that train. Right? There's a jackpot that train. Most people, jackpot that means is a Yoruba word that says we're going back. Jackpot says we're coming. Let's just leave and run to that place. Jackpot that is I'm tired. When you look at your life, if you're truthful to yourself, you look at your life, you tell yourself that I am not where I'm supposed to be. He said the people you left back home, they are way advanced. If you're going in there, you have to go 1 or 2, 3 times. And I was like, Coach, man, that's too much. The cost of the flight, cost of even staying there is a lot, but you have to go, right? What he said is not a lie, but you have to go, right? So Coach Dr. Chuka, maybe you could request to join. I've added you. I don't know why it's not letting me bring you up, but you can click request and to join the live, right? So these things that we're talking about is very key. So I'm going to push this topic to you, Coach, right? Or the coaches in here, right? What are the things that you have seen, or what are the ways? Because if you are a coach in this field, you have encountered people. When you're talking to people, what are those silent things they're not saying that is holding them from taking that next move to change their life? Because you said something that most of them are on survival mode, that you said something very vital, thriving. is the goal. If you're not thriving, if you're not on that train, you should be thinking of jackpot dying very fast. But you can't even jackpot die right now. You don't have a plan, right? So over to you, coaches.
Okay, Coach Helen, thank you very much for that question. Before I start answering that question, that's what they call setting a boundaries. In our everyday life, if you don't set a boundaries, you don't know when you overgo your boundaries. So most of us likely not setting a boundaries. And what do I mean by setting a boundaries? Learning how to say no to additional work or responsibility when needed, and establishing a clear boundary between work and your personal time is very, very crucial. You understand? I got it, somebody, because whatever I'm saying, I'm backing it up with a real story. Okay? I knew somebody that came into this town newly, and she's a female. She want to do something, you know. Then I said to her, go to school, get an education, get a career first. You didn't come over here for people down home to rely on you. Set your goals first. And what is your goal? Get a career. When you get a career, then you get a job, a good job. When you get a good job, you earn good money. When you earn good money, you can be able to help people down home. But she wouldn't listen. She want to get that American money. You understand? Then she want to start working in Walmart. I'm not saying that Walmart is a bad job, but you can imagine paying somebody $10 per hour doing stocking at night. Do you understand? And guess what? She kept doing it. The day she didn't go to work, you know what she would say? If I miss work today, I'm missing $120. You see that mindset? So that took her away from having a better career, because she have already focused herself on getting that money. And the day she missed to get that money, she's missing a lot in her life. And through that, she didn't achieve anything. She didn't get a career. She didn't get no education. And by the time she realized it, she lost the enthusiasm to go back to school. So that kind of get people very crazy. Then another thing is, if we are working back to back, we never have that time to take a vacation. Most of our people, when you tell them, are you going on vacation? They say, yes. Do you know where the vacation is? Back to Nigeria. Do you think you can have vacation is meant for you to switch off your phone, relax anywhere you want to relax without no disturbance, without business, without thinking about job, rejuvenate your body, your mind, and your soul. Enjoy yourself physically, health-wise. Then if you come back to work, you coming back as a fresh person, mentally stable, physically okay. But how can I say I'm going on a vacation? I will go back to Nigeria where I will meet another bunch of stress upon the one I had already at my job. And by the time you're back, you're coming back with your head full of stress. And you get into your
Finally, coach. Sorry, we're trying to get you in. I'm like, what is going Okay, I love what you're saying. Sorry, coach, you can continue.
It's okay.
I was excited to see Dr. Chicken come in. Then what you said hit me, that you want to go on holiday, you are going to meet stress.
Seriously.
Oh, God.
So my my advice to our people today is whatever you're doing, try to create time for yourself. You understand? Because you are the one, doing the job. You know how your body, sometimes we can't even listen to our body, which is why you see most people, they say they came back from work, they just slumped and died because they refuse to listen to, to their body. You understand? So if you really want to go on vacation, go on every vacation. If you want to see people home, it's good. Go see people home, but never you combine both of them and come back, to your stressful work. It doesn't fly that way. Okay.
That's powerful. But I want to ask you a question. What do you mean by real vacation? You said if you want to go to a real vacation, are you saying Nigeria is toxic, that they cannot relax there, or what?
No. I didn't say that. Okay. What I mean by real vacation, if you want to go vacation, like I said, go where you're going to switch off your phone. Forget everything about business. You understand? Know that you're going there to enjoy yourself and your inner self. If you go home, first of all, as somebody that just came back, they have a bunch of problems facing you that which you cannot even solve if you're 4 weeks there. You understand? Everybody wants you to solve their problem, of which you cannot. You cannot. Even our Lord have never solved everybody's problem, but they want you to do that.
He said our Lord.
So it's gonna affect you mentally. To be honest with you, it's gonna affect you mentally. If you want to go home, see your people, it's good. I'm not disputing that. But if you really want to go on vacation where you work on your mental stress, work on your physical stress, make sure you rejuvenate yourself, free from stress. Your BP will be down. You sleep like you never slept before. Being by the ocean, take a fresh breeze from the sea. Eat some fresh coconut water. Drink some real juice. Somebody's gonna serve you, not you waking up trying to cook. It's a hell of stress, believe me. Or trying to watch plate. All those things you're doing, you won't do it. Somebody will dress up your bed, you enjoy yourself. If you're coming back, you look like a real baby. I bet you, if you check your BP, it's gonna be as low as whatever you can think of. That is what I mean by having a real vacation. You understand?
Thank you for that clarity, because you almost lost me there. But deep down, like I think Coach Caroline said something. She said that guilt. Most of us have that thing. I don't even think I've ever been to any vacation and turn off my phone. Can I deactivate? I've never done that, right? So maybe that's something that we need to start doing, right? Yeah. Because it's mental, it's like self-care. But most of us, we go on vacation, we're going to very, high traffic location. We're going to Dubai, we're going to even Cancun. You said beachfront. Nigeria don't have that kind of beach. You're going to rest in front of the beach. So you mean we should go to somewhere like maybe a lovely, maybe Seychelles, Mauritius, somewhere cool to rejuvenate, not go to Nigeria, like you said, because trust me, you hit it right by the head, right? So I think Dr. Chikwem.
Let me just chip in something, that related to that switching off your phone. I don't mean turning off your phone, literally turning off your phone. Okay. But never you do business with your phone. Your phone might be on for other things, but never you discuss business, because vacation is meant to be vacation. It's not meant to be on a vacation and you still talk about business. Do you understand? It's like you're going to bed, you're supposed to turn down your phone. Most people are sleeping, but the moment you send a message, they will pick up the phone and read the message and keep it down. I'm telling you, reading your sleep cost a lot of things on our head wise, but we don't know about it. Because when you call off your sleep, it's gonna take you a little while to go back to sleep again. And you call it again just because you get a nonsense message that doesn't have value. So if you can turn off your phone, whatever that happen will happen. Even if it's emergency, you will know. Do you understand? You know, because if it's really emergency, that phone will blow until you. But not all this, because they are on a different terrain. They didn't even check time. They didn't even know it's 1 a.m. or 2 p.m. They have already waked up on the other side of the world, start calling you for irrelevant things, not minding your time differences. So, I mean, it's kind of giving a whole lot of headache. Most times we complain of, oh, I wake up with headache. Why would you wake up with headache while you're on your phone all night?
Thank you for that. So, Dr. Chikem, you want to chip in something on this? I know you were listening before now. You want to chip in one or two things before we move to the next question. If you're joining us, I see Mr. Kevin there. Hi. Please, you can use the chat. The chat is not for fancy. Ask questions like, okay, the question I want to ask Coach Jude now. When you say go and turn off your phone, don't take your business. Are you aware that this country, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, sir. Are you aware that this country, you cannot pause your bill, right, and go somewhere? I remember when I was before I became a financial coach and all that. When you come in here, you start from scratch. I used to have a braiding store. So before I even had my own personal salon that I was doing, I was working out from someone's boots, right? I rented a boots that I was paying weekly. And then I was pregnant. I was about to have my son, right? Tolu. And then I asked the owner, I said, hey, by the way, in Nigerian culture, talk about culture now, bringing that culture thing. And I said, you know what, we also do this thing that is called a mugo. When somebody's working, can I take like a month or two break, go and, recoup and come back? And the lady told me, well, if you rent a house and you're traveling, right, would you put your bills on pause or you pay your bills and you travel? And I'm like, duh. And she told me, you're going to have to pay for the 4 weeks or the 8 weeks you're not going to be, because that stand has to be paid. Everybody that has, because they had barbers, they had different people there. It got to me and I'm like, okay, let me start looking. And at that point, I was actually staying with my cousin, right? I just told myself, okay, this woman just said the truth. Now I know that I cannot pause. I can't be paying somebody $400. Do you know what $400 was 7 years ago to me? It was like money that I didn't have. I didn't have a car. I didn't have anything. I was using my cousin's car. I would drive her car in the morning, go to the salon, and then she drives. I'll bring it back. She drives at night to her job. But guess what? That day, I just decided, you know what? I need my own place. And I was able to get me a 1-bedroom apartment that I was using my living room as my salon. And then the bedroom was my place. But guess what? I didn't even move in there. I was just got the place and kept it so that I can be staying with my cousin. After I had the baby, that's when I moved into my own place. Right? That's how I started. And the picture is there. So when I took the picture, the salon was my living room. I put spell braids there. It was so loud. I was so excited. I've achieved something. The bedroom was my space. And then it was a 1-bedroom, 1 shared bathroom. The clients have to go through my bathroom to, So some people like, you have a child? I'm like, yeah, I have a baby. You see what I mean? So bills don't wait. When you say people see, the thing is, while we're talking about this thing, why I'm really, really invested in this thing, especially when Madam Caroline highlighted that health, time, and peace. This is the number one cause of illness. That's the reason why people fall ill. Once you're stressed up, you fall ill, right? And once you fall ill, it's a disaster waiting to happen, right? So what I'm saying to us right now is, right, we need to, can we explain to people how they can actually, because if you've been doing it, you've lived in Germany 20 years, you're here, I think you are like a baba liar in this thing. You're seasoned in traveling, right, and moving across the globe. I see you traveling. Sometimes you go to Germany, your kids are in Germany, right? You still go to Germany, see your kids. Last time you went to Canada, now you went to Nigeria and you're back. Most people have not even traveled because they don't even have money to buy tickets. You see what I mean?
Okay, let me clear you on that. You know, when you talk about keeping your phone, never you allow a job to turn you into a slave, because that is what most of us are doing. The job turn us into a slave. We are working to pay bills and forget our health. So all you're thinking now is, how can I pay my bill? Have you ever thought of how can I keep my health intact? Have you asked yourself the question, how can I put a nice menu on the kind of food I will be eating?
Hey, coach.
But all you'll be
How you
thinking
can
is,
menu?
how can I pay my bills? So that comes to people. I tell them there is difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. To have a business, we are business people, and if you're a business owner, if you are not there, your business is not going to work. The same thing the woman told you, that if you go on vacation, you must pay the $400. Have you ever think of putting people there to work with you? Instead of paying $400, those people will pay the $400 while you are out on vacation. Have you ever think of employing people to be working and contributing that money you employ people? They will have stands on your own shop while you're in Caribbean island enjoying yourself. You never think of bill. You never put on your phone to talk about business. You know why? Because those people at your shop, they must pay the bills. So far they are working. They're going to pay the bills. So if we sold our soul to work, that is the result. We become slavery to our job, which is why month to month, first to 30th, all you're thinking is, how can I pay? How can I pay my bills? How can I pay my bills? And that kind of mental, causing a mental drain. So advise people, if you want to be a clock in, clock out, stick to it. If you want to be an entrepreneur, like the business I'm into now, the business taught me to have a multiple business partners. So if I have multiple business partners, even if I'm out of job on my vacation, so far they are working and making money. Even if I'm not making the kind of money I wanted to make if I'm around, at least a day can never pass without having money in my wallet. So why would I be a slavery to my bills? I don't, you know? And that comes with lack of education, lack of proper education, telling people on what to do, channeling them on what they really need to do. I mean, the lady there showed you to the level of her understanding, you know, without knowing that you can still put people in that your shop. They pay the $400 while you're out there on your vacation.
Well, the difference is it wasn't mine, right? You see, you can't bring somebody into another person's establishment. Well, I didn't think about it. Thinking about it now, it would have worked.
I mean, the lady there showed you to the level of her understanding.
Why are we getting a playback?
Put people in that your shop. They pay the $400.
Dr. Chikwem, I know you're still okay. I think Dr. Chikwem is having difficult to enter. So this was very, very, powerful, because a lot of people, what I picked from Caroline said the word, she said leverage, right? Most people don't understand. I saw something that Very Dark Man posted recently. We all know who that Very Dark Man is. He said two different people, the Hausa, the Igbo. He said, but the Igbo guys understand something. An Igbo man will invest in different people within the community. He will gather all those boys and train them. They'll work with him. He's teaching them the skill, everything. He will give them the capital. They'll go ahead and open up businesses. You see what I mean? And then they're expanding, right? And then guess what? They're opening up shops, different locations. And then those people now come and buy from him as a wholesaler. And then they're expanding. But he said the Hausa people would still have the same boys, but they don't impact people. They only impact their children instead of impacting other people to go out and multiply. So with that kind of concept, would you say that is more like a leverage system where is in your business that you're talking about that you get people in like that kind of, the Igbo structure, the businessman structure, or how do you relate that to what you're saying? Because you brought us some, that's not part of discussion today, but it's talk that's bringing talk now, you see.
Thank you very much. That was a very powerful question. And I'm going to answer that question with a story. There was a farmer. This farmer is always a farmer of the year. He's getting an award every year. After they do harvestation, this man is always coming first in harvestation. One day they called him and asked him, what is the secret of you coming first all the time after harvestation? You know what he said? He said, you see, all other farmers, I normally give them a very good grain, the same like my own. Because if I give them bad grain, or if they have a bad grain, those bad grain will interfere with my own good grain that will not have a positive result during harvesting. So what I did was to make sure that all the farmers get the good grains. And at the end, I will always be the winner because they all have good grains. There is no room for bad grains to interfere with my good grain. It's still the same principle and very simple. When you go out there, coach people, educate them, they will duplicate. In our business, we call it duplication. Once you're coachable, you duplicate what I'm doing. You will go out there, do the same thing, have other business partners, they will duplicate what you're doing. And by the time you know it, everybody will be literate on that field. That is what Igbo people are doing. Because when you keep it to yourself, it's going to die by yourself. Take, for example, I demitted it to my family, and tomorrow they don't see two of your family or something happens to them. Who is going to take up the legacy? Because you keep it within yourself. You understand? And you think you're doing good to yourself. No, you're not. But when you spread it out there, everybody will get it. You will be very, very credible. Your good name will even say to you, people will use your recommendation to make a lot of money. So why would I keep it to myself or keep it to my own family? It doesn't go that way. So that is my answer to that your question.
That's a very powerful one, because when you said that thing, I started studying the Igbo community, and I noticed that if you go on YouTube now and you Google some Igbo communities, you will see mansions. So now let's even bring it back to here. The Igbo brothers, I keep telling you guys I'm Igbo. My great-grandma is Igbo. The Igbo people have studied this thing. You see this survival thing that some people are surviving. Igbo people are not surviving. They are thriving. They have a strategy. They come in here, their first few years, they are acting like boy. They are not buying Gucci. They're not buying designer stuff. They are investing heavily, because right now, you see what's going on. A lot of people are standing on their toes because this... You see what I mean? The guy can pull the plug on anybody. You see what I mean? But if you don't have anything, you are going back to, you are in danger. So you go, if you watch on YouTube, I'm sitting on YouTube and I'm watching and I'm seeing, I'm talking about mansions. They don't build it in the city, in Lagos. No, they are building in their own home base. They build this house like, you see the people here, they are squatting, they are suffering, they are just managing. Go and check out what they have back home, right? Because if they do anything now, that city is like a city set on is it gold or whatever, on the hill. So how do we now try to tell people now that whatever you're doing, financial literacy, it starts with now. Stop trying to work double shift. What is the goal? Mother Caroline said, what is your why? Because a lot of us came on this thing. I was talking to somebody today, and I asked that lady, right? I was trying to talk to her. I'm like, when do you want to retire? Right? And she told me by age 60. I said, okay, what is your favorite hobby and all that? She told me, oh, she loves to travel, right? I said, wow, you love to travel. Where do you want to go? She mentioned Mexico and Dubai. I was like, me and you get the same thing. No. I said, you love to travel. So how much do you want to see monthly when you retire by 60? She said, she see 30,000. And she said, let me just be conservative. She said 30,000 a month. My eye pop. I said 30,000 a month. And I said, that's good. I said, so what is from now to that 60? What is that timeline? Right? And she told me 18 years. I said, good. So you have 18 years to retirement. How much of that money have you saved?
There you go.
How much have you saved? Because guess what? There's something called the human economic value, right? From when you do pesos up, down, you're not working anymore. It's if you love to travel, you'll be on the air. I love to travel. That's my dream. I want to travel because when your kids grow, they grow out of the house. Trust me, you don't have anything you're doing. You want to be traveling and trotting around. How long are you going to travel? Do you know the cost implication? $10,000 today is not going to be 10,000 in 18 years. And by the time I spoke to her, we did the maths. She's going to look at having at least 9 million. I said, madam, by the time you retire, till I asked her what's the age of the oldest person. She said her grandfather died at 95. I said, okay, so how much you have saved that can keep you? Let's say you want to even supersede your grandfather. Let's even dash you 10 years extra. But let's keep it conservative. Let's do 25 years, right? 30,000 times 12 is $360,000 for 1 year. That's even more than one IT job. Most people doing tech, at least if you even try well, they will give you like maybe 2 something. If you have multiple jobs, we're talking about work-life balance. People are working, cholesterol, everything. People are working, they are working cops. They don't even go outside. They can't even flex their money. Right? You said it. Some people will travel for a year, go Nigeria. Some people, maybe they'll just go Disney World, or maybe they'll go to Galleria, they swag, they wear clothes. That's it. You don't even know what is the why. Because after asking this woman, and I asked her, this 9 million now, right? How much have you saved? The woman looked at me, she said, madam. She said, I'll not save anymore. I'm like, you've not started. We have big dreams, but we don't have a strategy. You said yesterday you need to study. So let's hone on this thing now. She talked about health, time, and peace. Most people don't even know what their financial independent number is, right? So let's hone on this part because it's very vital. Talk is bringing talk, is deviating us from what we're saying, but it's the same thing in the diaspora, work-life balance. If you're working, she said, and they both said, if you're working, you need to know how to say no. He said, try to say no and prioritize. You can't be a slave to your job. You are thinking you're balling now, you're working to pay bill, you're living in that mansion, but you don't understand that if they pull the plug on the job, in healthcare now, they're downsizing in California, right? So they're touching base in everywhere. So I'm going to hand it over to you, coaches, right? How do we educate these people more than enough for them to know that whatever they're doing for the now, using the Igbo strategy, what are you saving for yourself?
Thank you. So much has been heard. Can you guys?
Yeah, I can hear you. But it's giving that interference bit by bit. Okay, we're waiting for Coach Caroline.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a great question. Like so much I've been heard from Coach Jude, and thank you. I took so much knowledge from that. So actually, surviving and eventually thriving in a fast-paced, high-pressure life often requires real sacrifice, especially for immigrants or anyone building from ground up. So here are 2 ways that people sacrifice to succeed. You know, like I'll put them in 2 groups how to survive through it. Some people, they have a way of sacrificing to succeed, like in the aspect of time, they spend long nights, early mornings, and miss birthdays. Well, that's their own way. And in comforting, they are living below their means, avoiding distractions and delaying gratification. And some of them sacrifice on sleep, they skip rest, meals, or wellness routines just to keep up. Some people, in the aspect of their social life, they have fewer outings or vacations in order to focus. And in security aspects, some people are taking risks with uncertain jobs or side hustles for long-term gains. Then talking about emotional load, they're carrying pressure silently to protect loved ones or stay strong. But how do you survive the sacrifice? You have to have a clear vision. You have to have a clear vision. Sacrifice is only worth it if you know what you're working towards. So, what is it you're working towards? What is it? What line are you in? What line are you in? We've just heard Coach Jude telling us how he can go on vacation and have his business working for him. So even though he doesn't make as much as he could have made if he was present, because he is in the line right of business where he can leverage other people's way of working, he makes something over there. So you want to know what kind of line of business, if you're thinking entrepreneurial, nobody says you cannot work, do your 9 to 5, but what's your plan B option? So you want to know, you want to ask, you want to DM, because we might not have the time to do all of that here. So you want to ask Coach Jude, what is it, what kind of business are you into? And I'm in agreement with him. When we go on vacations, we have our business partners' efforts, those that are working at that moment, we make money over there. So you want to know what you're into. And two, you want to set boundaries. Hustle hard, but protect your mind and body. So you also want to rest with intention. Even short breaks restore clarity and prevent burnout. Like while you're resting, your money is working for you. Get your money to work for you. That's the kind of business you should be in. And you want to ask us, and we can show you. You want to celebrate small wins. Remind yourself that progress is happening, even if it's slow, because you're making progress regardless. So find your tribe. Connect with people who understand the grind and uplift you. Stay spiritually and mentally anchored. Whether it's prayer, journalizing, or meditation, just stay centered. So relating this now to financial literacy, in today's fast-moving world, especially for immigrants, you need to chase a better future success that is success-oriented, you know? So basically, I would say you need to budget with purpose. Know where every dollar is going. Budgeting isn't about restriction. It's about taking control of your future. How? Now. This is the best time to start. You don't have to be loaded financially to take that control of your future. It's about the smart way. There's a way to it. There are strategies. You can start from wherever you are. So you want to know about that. You have to save first, then spend later. Save now and spend. Don't spend on what you have. There are some people, they don't have, but they are the one wearing the best designers. You can wear designer with wisdom. Like automate saving. Even $50 per month adds up. Look for that strategy, that portfolio that can multiply, that can compound a $50 for you. Ask any of us here. We will help you do that. What the wealthy do, what the wealthy elite do, what they do to save for their future. Compounding in interest. You want to take advantage of that. So you are not poor because you save. You stay broke because you don't. Did you get that? You are not poor because you are saving money. You are broke because you never saved. So eliminate bad debts. Don't borrow to impress people. Use credit wisely, even though you have credit cards. Use it wisely. Like I'm talking from a place of experience. I've been there. My daughter is coming laughing on the background. I've squandered credit cards and I drink through my nose. But now I can go burn my finger twice. You know what I'm saying? So like learn the difference between good debts. There are good debts that you go into, you know, man, this is turning out for me. Good debt of your time, everything. Burn out your time right now and compound it and see yourself in the big future. You know, like invest early, even small. If you invest $10 every day, you'll be shocked what it will give you in 3 years. What we're telling you, you might think we're talking trash, but just try this. Your money must work while you sleep. That's what we're telling you. That's why you can go on vacation and turn off his phone and don't get it because his money is is working. Learn about index funds, IULs, or even compound interest. Time is more powerful than income, you know. Protect your income. Get life insurance that can provide value for you, not what it does. Not what it does, the value. You don't know what, if you don't know, come and ask questions. Don't listen to hearsays of the past years. It's a new trend, it's a new dawn, it's a new beginning. You want to know, be in the know. Go and find out what you don't know. No matter what level you are, no matter your level of education, no matter the professor, you are a professor in your field, but not in financial literacy or illiteracy. You need to find out. You need to find out. So learn continuously. Just keep learning. Like the day you stop learning, that day you start dying. So that's what I have to say. Sacrifice is unavoidable, especially when building from nothing. So it helps you not to survive, not just to survive, but thrive without burning out. Work smart. Learn money. Learn money here. Let your sacrifice pay off. Thank you.
That's so amazing. Hey. You know, as I'm hearing you talk now in my head, I'm like, which part of the thing she's saying now haven't I done, right? I'm trying to connect to make sure that I'm ticking my own mental, checkbook to make sure. You see, when you talk to people, most people say, I'm young, I'll do it later. You see what I mean? That later is not coming, right? In the case of this lady, 18 years from now, as a matter of fact, when I was talking to her and I heard that sigh, and I realized that she told me, you know what, I've done nursing, I'm a nurse. They say it's IT, I went to do IT. They say it's this, they say it's that. As a matter of fact, we did a presentation today about people losing their license in the first year. Are you aware that the lady said she got a license, she left it, I was not told her, why are you stressing? Everything, they tell you do this, you do this, do this, you do this, do this. It's like this pure water business. They walk here, you go. They walk here, you go. Now she just said, you know what? I'm tired. I just like everything was just, she said she paused. Because this abroad, this Obodo, this abroad that we are in, if you don't, she said, budget your time, right? If you don't budget your time, compound your time. What are you doing with your time? People don't know what they do with their time, right? People don't know. Me, I'm very, 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 very jealous of my time now. That's, come on. If it's not producing income, oh God, we know they talk. You see what I mean? Because I'm looking at me, I'm almost at that fourth floor, at that fourth floor level. Come on, there's certain things that I should have gone. If you talking to people from other races, if you are in your 30s, you don't old. These people are already grandmas and grandpa. They have things. If you're in your 20s, you get somebody, I bought my first house when I was 20. I bought my first house when I was 20 something. We just come. Most people are still coming. You are coming to a system you don't study. You are coming here to survive, right? Guess what? I was in a meeting. Remember, I told I was we're trying to do something in our community. We're trying to set up, an estate. I have a real estate background, and then that's what we're doing in our community. We're trying to build stuff where every one of us is going to own stuff, and we're going to expand the wealth. Somebody said something that in California they have what is called co-living. No more Airbnb. What that means is, you see this thing where some people will go and collect big house. You can't even sleep on one room. It's not, some people don't even sleep in the house. Right? You don't have anything home. You don't have anything here because this one you have here is not your own. Coach Jude. I said, Coach Jude said this yesterday and I was laughing. Right? When they were talking about that commingling, that you can do this thing in a style. We spoke about this, Coach Jude, right? We spoke about this, that you can actually have literally 2 investment here and there. You're not looking at stuff. You can have a big house, but multiple people living in there. It's not like, you see what I mean? It's designed. That's how they do. And then you cut your costs. There's a lady when I used to braid hair back then. This girl will come every time she's traveling. In 1 year, she don't go like 5 places. And me, I was just sitting there with a look like, say, me, where I used to like to travel, I don't come here now. I can't even go anywhere. My friends would say, Helen, come to Atlanta. I say, no, I know if you come. I have a baby. I have my own excuse. I have a baby. I have this. There's always one excuse why you don't want to live life. You're waiting for something to happen. Are you aware that girl told me she was living in an apartment where she's sharing with people, but then she's saving money for flex? Her flex level is on another level. Why? Because she said her father died. They were in Nigeria, right? They were here. Her mother had a mental breakdown and they shipped the mother to Nigeria. And you know, when you go to Nigeria, the father is sending money for them to take care of the woman. She said they knew that their father was sending money, but then their auntie they were staying with was not taking care of them. The woman will say, there's no money, but the father was sending money. Her father died on the way going to send money through Western Union to them. So that's why she told herself, now that she came, she heard the story from people living here, and she said, whatever it takes, I must flex, because my father died on duty. He died on that duty with money he was going to send. Most people have blood pressure, they don't even know. Cholesterol on the high. They have multiple illnesses they don't know because it's not named or because you don't go to the hospital. So this thing that she said is very vital. Compounding your time. Most people give time to an employer that will not even take you anywhere. Right? I saw somebody, this man is in his late 40s. He told me he has been doing CNA for 20 years, no wife, nothing, no kids. He said he even tried to build as Nigeria, they scammed him. That one, I can't blame him. And then when he came here, now no wife, no child. I was talking to him. He was like, you know what? That he just feel like doing this thing, but then he did it. He was doing medication aid. Do you know what it means for you to work in healthcare for more than how many years? And then you are doing medication aid. Do you know what it means? And then you now come and tell me that, you know what? I don't think this is for me. Oh God, no. There are certain people that have signed warrants with their situation where it is, right? So in that Nigerian eyes, right? Practical step, what do they do? What do they need to do? Especially with this dispensation. Those people that have young children, right? You tell them this thing, they don't listen. How do we get this in our community? Especially for those people that are going through divorce. A lot of people are going through child support, right? There's high rate of divorce in our society. How do you protect yourself, protect your family, and protect your income? Because if you lose your job because of all these things, she said, compound your time. It just dawned on me now that I said it before time, but I'm hearing it from her own mouth. Compound your time. There's compound interest, and she said, add money on top money. Your money is getting money on top money. Compound your time. What are you doing with your time? All right, Coach Jude, I know you were bubbling. There's something you want to say. Sorry, Dr. Chikwem, he's having issues with coming in. He wants to contribute, but tomorrow he's going to try to come in, right? You see this thing called technology. Sometimes when we come on this space, right, we try to do test here. I was trying to do a test today, but right now we're practicing, we're getting it. Trust me, he's going to come in and he has a lot of insight that's going to give us, right? So, Coach, we're going to wrap this up in next 15 minutes.
Okay, before we wrap it up, I want to ask you two amazing coaches one question.
Yes, sir.
You guys to be honest with me. So, who is your favorite or your favorite TV show?
I don't I don't have a favorite.
What do you love to watch?
Well, right now, see, I have my season. I have different seasons based on how I feel, right? If I'm feeling some kind of way, maybe I want to watch movies on African related stuff because it gives me that sense of feel to get a feel of back home, right? So sometimes I'll be looking on new movies that came out on Netflix, or I'll go to YouTube directly. I love Biodu Stevens' movie. Shout out to her. Her movies are nice. The only problem I have, they're using the same set to write the same movie. So sometimes it messes up my mind. And then I love Omoni Oboli's movies are nice. You see what I mean? It keeps me in check. But trust me, I love to watch movies on money, right? Money. In American movies, I like to watch movies on money, families, trust. There are movies that live in trust. How to, so you are in this environment, you have to watch what is here. You want to watch what these people are doing. It's a culture. You started with cultural change. So it depends on my mood. If I feel like, hey, I just want to chill, I don't want to pick my phone. Like in the last 2 months, you notice what I did. The minute I realized that my workload was too much, my blood pressure was high, I was not getting anywhere, especially with my, issue with my daughter and all that. I just said, you know what, I need to just relax because my kid should have been here by now. You see what I mean? I just told myself, you know what, just relax, just let it go. I paused. This thing you said now, off your phone. I did it. Why? Because I have 4 people on payroll in Africa working for me, right? So when I started back then, you said I should have leveraged someone. I didn't have money. I was just a brand new person, pregnant woman, unsure what to do, thinking of what I wanted to do. I had to pay that $400 every week, $100 a week to have that stand in her salon. And then my business mindset told me, you know what, carry this thing because you're going to have to move in when the baby comes, get a place. And my rent that time was $620 something in Houston, right? I told you this is practical. My living room was my salon and my bedroom was my space, right? And at that time, talking about stuff, when you get to a certain level, when people come in, they want to go boom, you want to grow. The only thing I could afford, in short, when I went to buy bed, I wanted to buy mattress. And then the guy told me, it's somewhere on Highway 6. The guy said, come, what do you want to buy? You see, when somebody's selling something to you, they sell value. And I love what that man said to me. I wanted to buy, I had a choice to buy something within $200, bed frame and mattress. Right? Because you can get a bed frame for $150 on Amazon. No shade on those beds, right? For those of us humble beginnings, guess what I did? I was actually the man asked me, what do you do for a living? I'm like, God, like you see me where I beat up. My tummy is usually heavy, like I'm carrying twins. I said, well, I braid, I'm always standing. And then he told me, you will need a kind of mattress. He even sold me pillow top. I've never heard of pillow top mattress or whatever. And he told me you need a bed when you wake up in the morning, you stand up, you will not feel pain. And I said, oh, there's such a thing as having bed that you feel pain. So he said, you don't need bed frame. We'll need to buy bed. And then I thought about it. The cost of me waking up every morning with a back pain and the cost of me buying full frame just to feel among, I just went ahead. I'm very practical. I think I have a receipt. It was $400 and something. I bought the mattress and box spring, right? And that was my most expensive investment back then because my neighbor gave me a chair. She didn't give me. She put the chair outside. My auntie came to my place. She said, you don't have chair in your living room. Carry this chair and put in your living room. I said, auntie, come on now. And then I asked the girl, she said, no, I don't need it anymore. I put it, right? Humble beginnings. Why? Because I had a goal. I had kids I had to take care of. I had family that needed me. I was walking in my 2 feet, talking about survival. I was here braiding hair, still taking care of my children and my extended family back home. Nobody knows the pain you go through. So when you are listening to me right now, you're hustling, you're bossing, you are smiling. Right now, when I'm talking to my siblings, I'm telling them, hey, there's something called Jackpot. I'm setting up things to come home soon. It might not be 9, it might not be 5 years, it might not be 10 years, but guess what? Eventually, when I come, my empire is already started because I had a business before coming here. For me to employ 4 people on a payroll, those are my siblings. Whether I pay them or not, I'm still giving them money on a monthly. Right? Most of you have family members you're giving money. Are you aware that you can employ them? That same money you're giving them, you can employ them and let them do the job. There's a tariff in America based on what? On trade with China. Are you aware that a lot of Nigerians are going to China right now to buy stuff? They have given them, people are making money, right? You sit on Instagram, we are looking for money here. Most people cannot even afford 5,000 a month. But you see these people you're scrolling, all those people that do funny things, most of them are making $80,000, 20 a month. I'm not talking a year, a month in Nigeria. And you are here stressing. The reason why I'm excited about the business we're doing, this business is going to Africa. It gives me a world frame. That's why when I'm working with them, I'm building a team there. I told them, come, we're working not for the now. When this thing comes to Africa, you guys are expanding. So we want to have that mind frame of we're taking this thing home, right? Because guess what? We are going back home, whether we like it or not. Is that in present or in business? Coach said it yesterday. What are you going to do? You need to have something in Nigeria that is giving you money. Your dollar you are bringing there, you first do exchange, the money don't go. You are selling money to get money. Your money will lose value very fast. If you have $1 million in Nigeria, and $1 million rather in Nigeria, you are a poor man. Because accommodation for 2 weeks is more than $1 million in an Airbnb, right? And then when you go there, you first have the fear. When I came here to have my son earlier, I stayed almost 6 months. I went back. Trust me, I got to Nigeria. I was feeling everything was dirty. And I was in Abuja. I couldn't even stay in my house. That was very nice, cute, everything. I was feeling, I told my husband, like, please, I need to stay in a hotel. I can't, because I was feeling irritated. You're going to feel irritated for the first time you're going if you've never been in a while. So what we're saying is very key. What are you doing here? If you're here, you're not thriving, speak to a financial professional so that they can show you what you need to do. Because at the end of the day, right, it's not funny. So did I answer your question? I went overboard.
No, you even though you went overboard and that's fine. That's fine.
So for me, to wrap it up, I love action movies that are talking about, the movies have to be specific to what I need. Right? I want to watch about movies that talk about living trust, right? Guiding people. Then if I'm doing Nigeria, I'm looking at the Nigerian lifestyle because of my integration, because I still need to be in touch to deal with the people back home. The mentality is different back there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was amazing. That was so awesome. Coach Caroline, can I know the kind of movie you're watching? if you show.
But she just told you she doesn't watch movie.
I mentioned I've not been watching movie. Like,
Okay.
I actually like action movies.
Okay.
So that's how I've been. And then storyline movies. So, like, I'm just going to cue in from what Coach Helen just said. Because actually, in everything you do, you learn. You learn. So, that will add. So, anything that can bring value. Yes, so I'll follow cue.
How often do you watch the action movie or something, you know?
Yes, like I said, I hardly watch movies. I am conditioned to watch movies. Like if I go to movie theaters, I just watch whoever I'm going with. Just to let it not be my choice. And if they choose the action movie, oh, great. And half of the time, to be honest, it's
sleeping
time for me.
Okay.
Let
me tell you guys, you guys are super amazing. First of all, Coach Helen, I will say that I love your guts, irrespective that you came to this country newly, but you start somewhere. A lot of people, the problem they had is fear to start a new thing. Is the biggest challenge most people have. Fear to start a new thing. It's not easy when you break that barrier to start a new thing. I asked somebody to integrate into a new career. The person told me that I put her into something she knew nothing about. I was like, will I put you into something you know or something you don't know? The answer is putting you into something you don't know so that you will know it. And that's what is going to make you who you are. Because when you dwell on what you know already, you are not growing educationally. You understand? So the reason why I ask you guys what kind of movie you're watching, I love what you said, that you love to watch movie that have values like trust because it's part of education. And Coach Caroline, you say you don't watch movie, which is awesome. You know why? Most people spend time watching TV. Those people are making money and you're watching them while they are making millions. That brings me to what you guys said about how can I be on a movie for 2 hours without even making a phone call? Without even calling someone and introduce that person to what is going to be meaningful. But I was sat there in front of television for 2 good hours watching movie that doesn't have no value. And those people are busy making money while I'm watching them and I'm broke. Why? So this is what a lot of people are doing. Most people, you see them with their phone just watching Facebook, watching things that are very, very irrelevant. But those irrelevant things, they are what those people are making money. Why can't you be creative on your own to make those irrelevant things and people will watch you if you don't have irrelevant things to put out there? Do irrelevant things, people come and do one funny thing, go there, you will see thousands of likes and thousands of, people that watch. They are making their money and you're calling them, they are stupid, they are this and that. And you are watching those stupid people. Why can't you use that time with something instead of wasting your time? Like Caroline said and like Coach Helen said about time, utilize your time. It's all about time. We have 24 hours and when that time passes, it passes forever. Today is 12th of July, 2025, and coming back. It's gone, it's gone, it's gone forever. It's a past. And we are moving forward. You understand? So thank you all for all your awesome questions. what we are doing today, it might look somehow, but I bet you a lot of people are watching us. And a lot of people, this is called indirect education. They are getting it for free. This is what people pay $200 to sit with people and get education. Our people need education, like what you said, the new generation that are coming up. How are we going to take care of it? We need education. We need to talk. We need to talk to them. Somebody said, oh, I have a cans of milk. This milk, I will go to market. I will sell this milk. If I sell this milk, I will use the money I sold from the milk to buy two big dogs, female and male. They will have 100, they will have 10 kids, because I know that, as he was saying, he was kicked by a stone and the whole milk fall on the ground. Milk, the man didn't sell. Dog, he didn't buy. Talk of having a multiple puppies that will make him rich. What does that signify? We should not exaggerate, procrastinate. We should do it.
Action.
Action. Action. You understand? We should take action. So I'm putting this to our parents now. When our kids said, oh, don't tell me what to do, tell your kids what to do, because if you don't train your kid, the society will train the kid for you. And it's going to fall back on you. I had a single mother. The kids, she doesn't go to school. She hang out with all these bad boys and girls. She started smoking. She started doing all sorts of, bad attitude. When she came back to home, the mother beat hell out of her. She went to the school. She reported the mom. They summoned the mother at the court. The mother said, this child, I'm working 12 hours every day to make sure I put food on the table. She don't clean the house. She don't wash. She don't do anything. All I want from her is to get a good grade in school. But she never did that. She's not doing no responsibility. Just go to school. If this girl got pregnant at this age, I'm going to stop my work, because she don't know how to take care of a new baby. She's going to jeopardize my own life, because I'm the one that's going to take care of her own baby at the age of 14, 16 years. She don't know how to take care of a baby. So why would I allow the society to take care of this baby? You know what the judge said? The judge said to the woman, she has to go to school by 7, come back by 3:30, stay at home, do her homework. Every Monday she has to report all her curriculum activities to the principal of that school. Anytime the school dismissed and she came home a minute after 4, let the court know.
Which country is this one? Is it America or Nigeria?
In New Jersey. Yes. In New Jersey, in Essex County. The woman didn't go to jail. She didn't get nothing. So sometimes we don't allow the society to train our kids, because they're going to spoil our kids.
That's insightful.
We should find a way. It's all about talking, educating. As we're educating our kids, we're educating our parents as well, and make sure everybody is integrated into what is good for the family. I think I have to stop here.
You're talking about children now. You see, my own has come out. And he's like, Mom, you've been on the camera, you've been on the phone. So, Caroline, do you have anything to say, Coach? Let's wrap it up before this man come and offer this light in front of me. He's my guy right now. What do you have to say?
Nothing more. Thank you so much. It's been an awesome time.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. So if you're listening to us on YouTube, we're streaming live. This is Instagram. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. You've heard it from the coaches. I said these conversations are real life conversations. You might not like it. You might be in denial. If you don't have a skill, we have a 5-day challenge coming up. What that means is we want to harness what you already have. right? God asked Moses, what do you have in your hand? And he responded, I have a rod. And with that rod, he was able to do what he had to do. Most of you are sitting on potential, you're sitting on gifts, you're sitting and lying in place of duty, right? Most people like us, we've never really clocked in and clock out, right? But we've been doing this and we've been surviving. Every journey is a story for somebody else. Whatever you're going through, keep breathing. Isn't only as much as you can see up, you will move. It's a process you have to go through, right? For those of us on here, you want to click and like and subscribe. But guess what? Like they all said, you need to buy back your time. You need to prioritize yourself. I'm going to take a cue from Coach. And I'm going to plan a very nice vacation and go. The last vacation I went was last year. I've been traveling up and down, but it's for work. It's not vacation, right? When I was on a cruise, that was the last time I went on vacation, actually, because by default, there was no internet connection. So you have to pay. And after 1 day or two, I felt like I was going to die. I bought internet for my phone because I couldn't live without my phone. So for you to say we'll go off the radar, don't call anybody, that was different because I was still working on the cruise. I had my cameras on. I was on Zoom. I was telling everybody, you know what, this is the life. But guess what? You need to prioritize yourself. The topic was work-life balance. How do you balance out your life? Right? Coach Caroline said health, time, and peace. If it's costing you your peace, if it's costing you your health, if it's costing you time away from family and friends, most of you don't even have friends anymore because you can't even go to visit people. As a matter of fact, what I did with myself, I've sourcing most of my duties to my assistants. Guess what he did? He gave me time for meaningful relationship. Now I can show up at parties. You come before for a party, you not go see me. I can go to parties. I can be in the moment. I can choose not to do anything. You see what I mean? Because I'm in the moment, right? So stay tuned. This is Shining Light Conversations. If you have any questions, reach out to the coaches. Their handles are going to be posted in the link below. They are very, very much qualified to help you, map out whatever you need from them. They're going to help you sit down and do your dime. There's something I said when I was talking about a lady. I gave you a scenario of a lady I talked to today, right? They're going to give you that financial independence number, understanding your human and economic value. Every time you go out of your house and you come back into your space, there's a value you bring to your household. But imagine if anything were to happen and you cannot give out that value for any reason, health-wise or anything. What is your situation? The life you failed to plan, like Caroline said, is a line already designed. You already planned to fail. You see what I mean? So you can reach out to them, right? Their links will be in their bio. You can click, book their appointment with them one-on-one. They're going to sit with you. Trust me, we have bad agents out there. We have good ones. These are not just agents, they are professionals. Coach Jude said something yesterday when he asked our speaker, Madam Juliana. He said, is the pastor a realtor? Because a lot of quacks out there and a lot of professionals. So if you have toothache, don't go to a brain surgeon. If you have financial trouble, go to a financial professional. Caroline said, know about money. We go to school to learn everything but money, and we're stressing for money. Learn about money, and they're going to sit with you with a free 30-minute consultation to help you understand where you are and give you that desired roadmap. So I see you at the top. We'll remain blessed. We'll see you again on Conversations. If you have any topic you want us to talk about, send us a DM and then we'll get to talk to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much, coaches. I really do appreciate it, and I'm honored to have you on today. Remain blessed. Have a blessed night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye for now.